Hello everyone, welcome to Deputy Vlog. See what I've done there? These are my sabbatical musings. Since this is the first episode, I thought I just should explain that as I delve into many books over the next 10 weeks, I've committed to sharing my learning through these videos. Hopefully I'll find something interesting to say each time, and more hopefully perhaps people will find them helpful. But if nothing else, you can marvel at my sabbatical haircut and at least monitor whether or not it ever grows back. Now this week I was expecting to be in Blackpool at the Superintendent's Conference. If that sounds like a cushy perk, I have to tell you it sounds more exciting than it actually is. Anyway, self-isolation has put a stop to all that, so I've made an early start to my sabbatical reading. Book number 1 is complete. Now I'm not expecting to manage a book a day all the way through, but since I can't leave the house, well, I've got off to a flyer. I also chose to read something very practical and not too heavy first off. Book number 1 is Living Faithfully by John Pritchard. Living Faithfully by John Pritchard. Now at the time of writing, John was the Bishop of Oxford. He has since retired, but having enjoyed some of his previous books, I knew this was a good place to start, and I was not disappointed. The book is subtitled Following Christ in Everyday Life, and it's all about how we live out our lives as disciples in the 21st century. At the opening of the book, he speaks about the emergence of the church's great heresy, the sacred secular divide, where we separate our faith from the rest of our lives. He writes this: "This dualism has crippled the church's mission since the time of Constantine. It's the spiritual crime that has often tried to imprison Christ in his church when the great Lion of God has been wanting to roam the world." Now what then follows is probably one of the most practical guides to living out the Christian faith that I have ever read, and it's very, very accessible. I would heartily recommend it to anybody. Anyone could dive in, and it's structured so that it would be a great book as well to follow in small groups. Now amongst many other chapters, there are bits on guidance, money, sexuality, temptation, health, work, shopping, politics, friendships and community. There are also sections on peace and justice, ecology and faith sharing. As I said, it's just full of practical, helpful stuff. Now the penultimate sentence in the book says this: "This is what we were made for, to live in God's world, in God's way, with God's help." I honestly think anyone would find that this book had better equipped them to do just that. I know I have. Amen.